Hey guys, got something pretty cool to show you today. Now if you've been around my channel for a while, you might remember the name U-Box. A while back when I first started doing light bar reviews, I tested out a few different U-Box light bars, was really happy with them, worked really well. And they just recently contacted me, asked me to try out their new dual row LED strip light. It goes on the back of your truck, 3M stick adhesive on the back, and you put it on the back of your truck, car, what have you, and comes with a four button wireless remote control, bunch of different modes, and they asked me to go ahead and try it out. So here it is. We're going to try it out, show you guys what it looks like. Now unfortunately I don't have a vehicle here that I can go ahead and permanently attach this to with the double stick adhesive, but I've got the next best thing. I've got some tape, got my Boss's F250 here, so we're going to tape it on across the back, and we'll be able to go ahead and check it out, see what it looks like. Now as far as wiring goes, comes with a regular 4-pin connector that you'd plug into your trailer harness. Then there's a separate power wire that needs to be hooked up in order for this light bar to work. Alright, since we don't know what you're going to be hooking this up to, I mean, if you're going to hook it up to a truck, you're going to have this 4-pin connector most likely that you can plug it into. But like I said, this white wire has to be hooked to power in order for it to work properly. In fact, it won't work at all unless this was hooked to power, which I'd recommend you hook it up to a switch so you can turn it on and off from inside the truck. And then you can plug this right into your 4-way connector. But let's say either you've got a car, you've got a vehicle that doesn't have this 4-pin connector, or possibly, you know, you haul a trailer with your vehicle and you don't want to have this plugged in because your trailer lights are hooked up and you want this to work all the time anyway. I'm going to show you what the different wires do on this 4-pin connector. That way if you want to wire it up without the connector you can, or you can just try to plug it in, whatever. Like I said, the white wire has to be hooked to power. If you look at your 4-pin connector, you notice one of them is covered in black plastic. That's going to be your ground, so that gets ground. The next one over will be your tail light wire, and then your turn signals are the next two. So I'm going to go ahead, I got it grounded just to that ground, and then we've got the white wire hooked to power, and I've got a remote control, so let's go ahead and fire it up and go through the modes, see what this thing looks like. Now we've got 3 different solid colors you can pick from. You can have it solid red all the time, solid green, and solid blue. Man, that thing is bright. Hurts my eyes. And then there's a bunch of, let's see, I guess you can have a solid rainbow there if you want. I'm not sure if you want that statement or not. If you do, hey, there you go. Good to go. Go through some random modes here. Now every one of these color changing modes, also the B button on the remote, will change the speed of the different modes. See, we can slow it way down, or we can speed it up. Alright, let's go through some more modes here. Like I said, all these different modes, you can speed them up, slow them down. You can set it just the way you want it as far as the speed. Now obviously, I don't know, you'd have to check with the laws where you live. I know where I live, this is obviously illegal to have while you're going down the road, but you know, if you're parked somewhere, you're in a parking lot, you're at a truck show, car show, at a party, what have you, you want your truck to stand out and look cool, there you go. But I definitely wouldn't drive down the road with these on unless you check your local laws first. But let's see what else we got on this thing. Oh, speed it back up here and then we'll go through some more modes. Alright, move on to the next one. Let's slow that down, see what that looks like. So I do like that you can go ahead and change the speed of all these different modes, because some of these modes would look better fast and some of them would look better slow. So that's pretty cool. We'll go ahead and keep changing. By the way, the A button on the remote is the one that changes the modes for you. B is what changes the speed. Well, now that one's pretty cool. I like that. Let's see what else we got. A little chaser back and forth. Pretty cool. See what this one kind of pulses through the different colors. Wow, that white light about burns my eyes out. That thing is bright. There's another one. And another one. Oh no, that's pretty cool. Kind of passing through one another, switching back and forth. That's kind of sweet. What else? Now this one I really like. Obviously, you definitely don't want to drive down the road with this one on. And my camera's having a hard time picking up the strobe. Probably it's flashing too fast. Let me try to slow it down a little bit. There it is, really slow. Try and speed it up to the point the camera can't focus anymore. There you go. If you want to pull into a party and freak your friends out, go ahead and pull in and turn these things on. Got your red and blue strobes. Let's see what else we got. There's another really cool red and blue strobe. Like I say, it will strobe a little bit faster, but for some reason when I go a little faster, my camera doesn't want to capture it as well. Another variation of the red and blue strobes. Never mind that train. They love to go by and ruin my videos. Alright, let's see what else we got. Man, those whites are so bright. Alright, let's see what else. Another little variation of the red and blue strobes. Got some rainbow strobes there for you, in case you're into that sort of thing. Some random flashing color change modes. Let's see if we speed that up. Slow her back down. Slowly pulse through the different modes. Speed it back up again. Let's see the next. Let's see what else. Now we're back to solid colors. I guess we must have made it all the way around. And then you've got your C button that turns it off right here. That's your on and off button. I haven't quite figured out what the D button does yet. It always seems to take you back to a solid red, but I'm not sure exactly what that does. Oh, there we go. Different color changing mode. Alright, and then C button shuts it off. Alright, now I'll go ahead and run through the wires on this 4-pin connector just to show you what all the wires do. Let's say you've got the remote switched off, you've still got your power on this wire, but the remote's turned off, there's nothing on in the back, and you can hook this into your 4-pin connector. Let's go ahead and power up the tail light wire. So this would be as though you were plugged into your 4-pin connector and you had your headlights on. Does that little strobe at the beginning, not sure why, but then it'll just go to a solid red light that stays on all the time, except when I slip off the wire. Now this is what it would look like if you had your tail lights on and this connector hooked up. It'd be solid all the time, solid red. The turn signals don't work in this mode, and the brake lights, they don't work in this mode. So if you've got it hooked to that tail light wire, this is the only thing that would happen. You take out your remote control, you try to turn that on and off, it just strobes, doesn't do anything, doesn't go through all the random color changing modes or anything. Now I'm assuming the purpose of that is because, like I mentioned before, having these on going down the street, in most places, if not all places, is going to be illegal to have the different color changing modes on. So I think this is probably like a safety feature, that if you've got your tail lights on, it keeps you from having all your different color strobes and all that stuff on. It's going to get you in trouble with the law. So we got that. Now we'll go ahead and, oh, let's shut that back off. Alright, so we got it back off. Alright, so the first wire, that is your regular tail lights, comes on, shuts everything else off. Now let's say you don't have your headlights on or your tail lights on, you're just driving down the road and you turn your turn signal on. The second wire over is going to be your right turn signal. For For some reason they chose green. I keep bumping the wrong wire. For some reason they chose green as the turn signal color. I'm not sure why. It would have been a lot better if it was yellow, but that's what it is. And then the next wire over on the connector is your left turn signal. And then if we touch them both together, that'd be your brake lights. So if this were hooked to your 4-pin connector and you hit the brakes on your truck with no taillights on, this is what would happen in the back. This is your brake light. Now, personally, I would have liked it if you had red in the middle and the red going out for your brake lights, but there's no way to change that. That's the way it comes. But so that's that. That's your brake lights. That's how all these connectors work. You got your solid red all the time. Anytime your tail lights are on. No turn signals, brake lights work in this mode. Or you got your individual turn signals. Or if you don't want to hook this up at all, and you just go ahead and ground this fat terminal with the plastic around it, you ground that one, power up the white one, and you can just go ahead and control everything with your remote control. Actually pretty cool. Like I say, I really like those red and blue strobes. Might come in handy if you got a mud truck or something like that. You're going out in the woods, go ahead and light it up with some cool red and blues, or, you know, like I said, you want to pull up into a party and freak out your friends. You go ahead and pull in one of these on the front of your car and turn it on and make them think they're in trouble. You know, that kind of fun stuff. Not that I'd ever do anything like that, just saying. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll go ahead and put the link to where you can pick this up on Amazon in the description below, and hey, go ahead and check it out. I think it's pretty sweet. Thanks for watching, guys.